Hello, I'm Meg Peterson. You're listening to one of the many styles in which you can play your Autoharp, but first it has to be in tune, or it won't sound that good. On this record, I'm going to show you two ways of tuning. The first is a simple, accurate method that is just right for the non-musician or the beginning Autoharp player. This will run from band 1 through band 9. If you look closely at your record, you will see that the grooved area is divided up into separate sections. Each section is called a band. By reading the label on the record, you can quickly locate the band on which you can find the string or group of strings you want to tune. Now, the second method of tuning is faster and will appeal to the musician or the Autoharp player familiar enough with the location of strings to prefer to tune by chord. This method is presented on bands 10 through 14. It can also be used as a quick check for those who have already tuned their instrument by method 1, but may be doubtful about the pitch of one or two strings. It is also helpful for those who have only a few strings out of tune to begin with and want to first isolate and then correct them. Some folks can hear a pitch better in a chord than when it is played as a single note. All you have to know to understand this record is that the Autoharp is divided into 3 octaves: the lower, middle, and higher. There is a label on practically every Autoharp which shows these 3 octaves. As we tune, I'll explain the location of the strings by their position in one of the 3 octaves. I will also explain their location in relation to the long side of the Autoharp where the low strings are located. I'll call this the bottom. For example, the C string in the middle octave is also the 12th string from the bottom or the long side of the Autoharp. Well, so much for definitions. Let's tune up. The procedure for the first method will be to tune the middle octave to the traditional C major scale, which, as everyone knows, sounds like this. Many of you have sung this scale, whether you know it or not, using the familiar do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. First, place the Autoharp on a table. Put your tuning wrench firmly on the tuning pin labeled C in the middle octave. Turning the wrench clockwise will raise the pitch of the string. Turning it counterclockwise will lower it. Always turn very slowly. The pin should never move more than a fraction of an inch, either way. Now, pluck the C string, the 12th string from the bottom, with your left index finger or a flat pick. Make sure you pluck the one you're tuning or you'll break a lot of strings. Listen to this pitch and match the C string to it. Next, move the wrench 2 pins higher to the pin marked D, the 14th string from the bottom, and match this pitch. Okay, now move 2 strings higher and tune the E to this pitch. Next, move 1 string higher, tune the F to this pitch. Move 2 strings up to the G, the 19th string, and match this pitch. Now, move another 2 strings higher to the A and match this pitch. Move 2 strings higher and tune the B string. The next string brings us to C, the 24th string, to complete the octave. Your C major scale in the middle octave is now in tune. Let's go over it together. Pluck the strings as I name them and sound them, using the musical scale on the instrument as a guide. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Those of you who have a good ear and are musically knowledgeable can at this point tune the C scale in the higher and lower octaves to the C scale we have just tuned in the middle octave. You can go at your own speed and also eliminate bands 2 and 3, skipping over to band 4. Now let's tune the higher octave using the same procedure we used in tuning the middle octave. This time our point of departure will be the first C in the higher octave, the 24th string. Since we have already tuned this string in the previous band, just check it briefly against this pitch. Move 2 strings higher, place the tuning wrench on the D pin, and tune. Two strings higher brings us to E. The next string is F, which should sound like this. Move 2 more strings higher and tune the G string to this pitch. Two more strings higher brings us to A, the 33rd string, which should sound like this. Now, tune the B, the string next to the highest string. The final, or last string in the higher octave is the C, which should sound like this. You've now tuned the C major scale in the higher octave. Let's go over it together, again referring to your musical scale to pluck the correct strings as I name them. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Repeat the same tuning procedure in the lower octave, beginning with a low C, that's the third string from the bottom. Fit the tuning wrench on the appropriate pin and match this pitch. Now, Move one string higher and tune the D string. The next string higher is the E. Pluck the string and match this pitch. One more string higher is the F. Match this pitch. Move two strings up and tune the G. The next string is A. Match this pitch. Now move two strings higher and tune the B string. Move up one more string to C, the 12th string from the bottom, which we tuned first in band 1. Check briefly to make sure it's in tune. Now play the C major scale in the lower octave with me. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Let's tune the low F and G. Move your tuning wrench to the first pin and tune the low F, that's the first string on the Autoharp, to this pitch. Move up to the next string, the second from the bottom, and tune the low G to this pitch. To help you find the sharps quickly, note that the string designated as a sharp can be found directly next to the string with the same letter name. For example, F sharp is the next string higher than F, and D sharp is the next string higher than D, and so on. You will also note that the sharp is a half tone higher in pitch than the string with the same name. Here is F, and here is F sharp. Sometimes this helps to hear the pitch better. On this band, we will tune the 3 F sharps. Place your tuning wrench on the pin marked F sharp in the lower octave and pluck the proper string, that's the 7th from the bottom, with your left index finger. It should sound like this. Move to the next F sharp, located in the middle octave, the 18th string, and match this pitch. Finally, move to the F sharp in the higher octave, the 30th string. It should sound like this. Now, check the 3 F sharps in order, from lower to higher. They should sound like this. Lower, middle, and higher.